Alright, you guys, so I'm here to review Alvin and the Chipmunks. Why? Because you guys probably wanted to hear my thoughts on these movies at some point. And figured, why not give it to you now? Get this out of the way. Alright, so Alvin and the Chipmunks, it came out in 2007 and starring Jason Lee, Jesse McCartney, Matthew Gray Goobler, Simon, not Simon, but Spencer Reed from Criminal Minds, who's playing Simon. And David Cross is in this movie as well. Now, the plot of Alvin and the Chipmunks is we meet these three chipmunks, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, and they meet Dave, who's played by Jason Lee in the film, and he kind of lets them into his home. He finds out that they're talking, singing chipmunks, and he's working for this record company. He's trying to get this record deal. And when he meets these chipmunks, he's like, alright, I'm going to try getting these guys to get me a record deal. And David Cross is playing Ian in the film. At first, he's not interested, but then he can see what they can really do. And he's like, alright, I'm giving you a record deal. And then throughout the movie, Ian is trying to buy their love with money and cool stuff. But he's treating them like shit at the same time. And that's basically the overall plot of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Now, what do I think of the first Alvin and the Chipmunks movie is, I don't hate it. I know. I just don't. Here's the thing. I have a 5-year-old, so I watch a lot of kids' movies. And, Disney is top of the notch. Those are family movies, because, there's a lot of stuff in there for the adults. The difference here with Alvin and the Chipmunks is these movies are strictly for kids. And you have to know that going into these movies, is that you're not going to get, some of the adult themes from this movie, because it's really just not going to happen. These movies are strictly for kids. And there's going to be a lot of fart jokes and poo jokes. And so, if you're prepared to go into that, then I really don't think the first one's all that bad. I don't. I think the first one is a pretty decent kids film. Is it great? No. But you got to remember, it's strictly for kids. It's not for us. It's not for the adults. So if you have a child and the child really wants to watch these movies, the first one's not that bad to sit through. It's not. Let's talk about some of the cast. Jason Lee, I love Jason Lee. He's one of my favorite comedic actors. I haven't really seen him do anything good in a long time. It's been a while since he put out something good. Maybe the last time he put out something good, maybe The Incredibles, if I'm not mistaken. There's probably something after that I'm completely forgetting. But what do I think of him in this movie is I like his character of Dave in this movie. Now, I didn't watch the old cartoon religiously. I saw some stuff when I was younger, like old reruns and stuff like that, and I was fine with the cartoon, but I was never really a big fan of it. But the way Jason Lee portrays the character of Dave is a likable guy in this movie. You totally understand where he's coming from. He's a human being living in the human world, and he's like, no, it's talking, singing chipmunks, I must be high or some shit. Because this shit can't happen. So, yeah, I get that. So I can't blame Jason Lee. And hey, this could have become a franchise and he can make lots of money. It became a franchise, but I'm not so sure he's making a lot of money. Or maybe he is. I don't know. We'll kind of talk about that as we go on with these reviews. But yeah, the voice actors in this movie playing the chipmunks, even though you can't tell because they're all really fast and high pitched and stuff like that, so you really don't know. A couple, if not all of these names, you'll probably recognize. Justin Long is the voice of Alvin. Yeah, Justin Long from Jeepers Creepers and Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Yeah, he's Alvin. Bet you didn't know that. Like I said, Matthew Gray Goobler, who's playing Spencer Reed on Criminal Minds, he's the voice of Simon, which in the movie you could still kind of tell that was him a little bit. Yes, it is high-pitched and all squeaky and shit, but he's the one that's kind of easiest to make the voice out of. And Theodore. Theodore is voiced by Jesse McCartney, who I fucking hate as a person, but, yeah. Theodore as a character, I kind of like the character of Theodore. Now, of course, Alvin the Troublemaker, he's my favorite out of the Chipmunks, if I have to have a favorite. It'd definitely be Alvin, then probably Theodore, then Simon. Simon is like the voice of reason. He's like, dude, we gotta stop all this shit. We're getting into a bunch of trouble. Alvin's like, don't worry about it. And Theodore's all Theodore's a pussy. He is. He's a little bitch. That might not be appropriate if you're a child watching this review. Ask your parents permission before logging online. But yeah, Alvin and the Chipmunks. The first one ain't that bad. Like I said, I like Jason Lee, David Cross, who I like. Sometimes he's ridiculous and over the top. Like, he always seems to play the really ridiculous, kind of cheesy character and stuff like that. In this movie, he is the typical bad guy. He's the typical, I'm going to buy these Chipmunks' love with money and cool cars, and, well, not cars, but you know what I mean. Like, cool stuff for them, cool toys. And really, he's just a dick. And I like David Cross in this movie as well. Cameron Richardson, who I recognize from Harper's Island. If you guys don't know what Harper's Island is, go back. I think not this past October, but the October before that, I reviewed a little TV miniseries called Harper's Island. She's in that show. But yeah, Cameron Richardson, she's okay in the movie. She doesn't stand out. Like, she's not going to be remembered. And in fact, when the sequels come along, she's not remembered at all. It's like she was never there. But in the first movie, she's not too bad. But obviously, the standout points for me in this movie is Jason Lee, David Cross, and Alvin. Those are the standout points. Now, the look. The shitty CGI, they do look pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. The Chipmunks, they look pretty bad in this movie. And one of the worst part, it's not the absolutely worst thing, but one of the worst things about the Chipmunks movies is the songs they sing. Songs they sing, a lot of them I don't really like personally. Of course, you got the classic Christmas tune in there, which I actually don't mind the remixed rock version of the Christmas song. In fact, I prefer that version, actually. But, like, all the other, like, modern pop songs they sing, these movies are dated. It's been, what? This movie came out in 2007. We're now in 2016. So about 9 years since the first one, and it already feels like this movie's 20 years old. Just because of the fucking songs that they play. You know, they do very modern songs that people know in that time. But in 10, 20 years, we're all just going to be like, wow, that's fucking old playing this song, really? And that to me is one of the down points of, not just this one, but all of them. I'll talk about a couple of them as we go along. With the first Alvin and Chipmunks, I don't hate. It's not the greatest movie of all time. There are a lot of pee and poo and fart jokes, and like I said, it's a strict kids movie. There's really nothing in here for the adults to enjoy. So if you go in and say, okay, this is not a Pixar film, it's not going to have adult themes, this is going to be strictly for the kids, I don't think this one's too bad. I don't. So that having been said, I'm going to give the first Alvin and the Chipmunks a C-. Like I said, I don't hate it. I enjoy it. But there's a lot of stuff in this movie that just doesn't work. So yeah, guys, what do you guys think of the first Alvin and the Chipmunks movie? Comment your thoughts on the movie down in the comment section below. Like the video, share, and subscribe. Just do it!